Make a little video here on reloading the 300 Win Mag. I'm going to be using the Hornady Lock and Load Headspace Comparator Kit with an E420 insert. As you can see, I've zeroed the caliper. First thing I'm going to measure is, this is factory brand new Hornady brass. And we'll measure that headspace, 2.263 inches. Again, 2.2635 inches. Now what I want to do is, I'm going to re-zero the micrometer. This is brass that has been fired 3 times and reloaded with a full-length sizer. And this is right out of the rifle. So the shoulder pushed out 12 thousandths. Ten thousandths. 13 thousandths. Now what I'm going to do is zero this again, and I'm going to compare that with brass that I have ran through my full-length RCBS resizing die. So this has been decapped and resized. And that one there, looks like I pushed the shoulder back about 3.5 thousandths. And on this one, again, looks like right around 2 thousandths. And just for comparison, I'll re-zero on the factory brass. And here is a new 210 grain Berger reloaded. And you can see the case is the same as the factory. I did run this through my resizing die just to make sure the neck was uniform before I seated the new bullets. Here is talk about belt bulge on a belted Magnum. So as you can see here, if I use my micrometer and come right up to the belt, as you can see there, right at the belt, 0.5065, which is within Sammy's spec, factory brass, I'm going to lock that down on my micrometer so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to take the brass that has been fired 3 to 4 times and reloaded and see how it fits in there. You can see it does not fall down through there. Same with this one. That bulge is theoretically right here, but it is actually starting to swell all the way down as far as 1/2 inch below that. Again, pretty consistent. Now let's compare that with the brass that I ran through my resizer. And it gained a slight little bit, not much. And again, same issue right about there. And just for the heck of it, we'll throw in some factory brass and see how it does. Goes right back to the top again. I've been struggling with this, causing extraction issues coming out of my rifle. And I think my only fix is a Larry Willis die, which I have on order, and try to get this brass resized back down so that the belt bulge is not an issue. Just for reference, let's see how much that bulge really is. So we're going to go just below the belt. We're at 0.512. 0.5125. If I slip right up to the belt, you can see I gain a little bit on it there. But again, with factory brass, it's all the way down, should be right around 505, 506. So that is the issue. For this little measurement check, again, I'm using the lock and load headspace comparator, the E420 die. I have a piece of brand new factory Hornady brass. We'll measure that. 2.263, 0. That's the first one. The second one will be 3 times fired, fresh out of the gun, and it is 13 thousandths longer. The next case has been resized with an RCBS full-length sizing die. 9 thousandths. So the shoulder has been pushed back approximately 3 thousandths of an inch. And the last one is a factory round with Hornady brass, and it's, of course, factory length. So now let's see how these chamber, see how they chamber in the rifle and how they eject. Factory brass, very simple, feels smooth. Now we're going to use the one that's been fired and has not been resized yet. It takes some pressure, get it to cam over, quite a bit of pressure. Now the one that's been through the resizer, slightly stiffer than factory, but pretty smooth. And last is the live round. Nice and smooth. That little video clip, we're going to measure this belt bulge area. Again, we're 0.5055 inches right there. I'm going to zero that, and I'm going to lock it down so that it cannot move. This here is the one that's been loaded and fired 3 times. Let's compare the bulge, the case size. As you can see, it's tight right there. It just absolutely will not go on down here where the case is swelled. Now, after it's been through the full-length sizing die, you can tell it did make a slight improvement, but it still has a pretty good bulge. Bulge is typically right in here is the worst, but the full-length sizing die does not get to that length. And just for the reference, here is a factory round. Goes all the way up like it's supposed to.